Hello, subscribers. Welcome to a live stream. I'm doing something different tonight. I started to remaster Curse of the Azure Bonds, the AD&D Gold Box game, and I've obtained some source code that was written in C# mostly that someone had done. The project hasn't been touched since 2010, so it's been a really long time. But I managed to get it to run, and it had some bugs and some other issues that I have fixed. So I think it's at least playable right now. I also did a bunch of enhancements to it. I'm going to be adding all kinds of enhancements. We're going to be doing new races, new classes, new spells. I mean, you name it. We're going to really expand this game. And then eventually we'll be able to create new games as well. So we're going to create a new party, as you can see. And by the way, once I get done building and releasing the first version, I'm going to make it where there's an option that the player will be able to turn on all the enhancements and additions I do, or turn them off. So you'll be able to play the game just like it was in the vanilla version, except it'll be the Windows application, and I'll fix anything I find. Because there were problems with the original version too. All that's going to be fixed. So that will just be fixes. It won't include any of the bonuses. So as you can see, half orc is here. We're going to create a half orc. Here are the classes they can be. I want to test out a bunch of this stuff. So let's do, since there is no other class that can be cleric thief, we're going to test that. Let's do true neutral. So half orcs get +1 strength and +1 constitution. I'm not sure if they can get 19 strength. I may have to tweak that. Or if only fighters that are half orc can potentially get 19 strength. But regardless, we're going to make it where they can get 19 strength. So we're not going to re-roll. We're going to keep this. Nobody's chatting yet, so I guess this will be me. I'm just going to accept the icons right now as is. Okay. As you can see, the modify mechanism is in place still. Let's go ahead and test that. Let's bump up dexterity. So they can only have 17 dexterity. Okay, let's I've made it where elves can be raised from the dead, but they will lose potentially 2 constitution instead of 1. Probably should just go through the list of enhancements I've made. Let's see. All right. I have to update this. I have made some changes since then. What was it? Oh. Hey, Jimmy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? DFortae Gold Box mod. This is very exciting. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. So one enhancement I've made is a thief can now use scrolls at any level. The base chance of failure is 65%, and it decreases, the failure chance decreases by 5% every level up. So essentially that means if you're a level 14 thief, you can't fail. The vanilla version, you had to be level 9 or greater to use scrolls, and it was just a flat 25% chance to fail, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. So that makes thieves more useful. Thieves now have Thaco that matches fighters, so that's going to help make the class more viable, because without that, they always missed. They're just horrible. So still keeping the rest the same, though. 1d6 hit points, limited weapons, and leather armor. Fighters got a boost because paladins and rangers just always overshadow them. Fighters, instead of getting 1 to 10 hit points per level, they get 4 through 10. So basically they roll 2d4 plus 2. So that means you're never going to get a 1 hit point boost when you level up with a fighter. You can still have that happen on a paladin or ranger, but with fighters, they get 4 to 10 per level. So it'll make their average hit point gains higher. Ultimately, rangers or paladins could have potentially the same max hit points as fighters if you do modify. But if you're rolling and taking it seriously like that, then no. Blink can be cast outside of combat now, so you can do that in preparation. Hey, Ham, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Ham says he moved to a chair. He moved the chair a little, Jimmy. Do you see it? Good to hear he does not wear the wrong color shirt, so he blends in on the big chair. Okay, Shocking Grasp. It used to do 1d8 plus 1 per level. What I have done is I changed it to be 1d8 plus 4 damage per level. So on average, it will do higher damage than Magic Missile. You still have to be able to hit the target. So you still have to be able to touch the target, which is a big deal. And you have to be close in melee range. So the fact that Magic Missile could reach at any range, well, not any range, long range, and never miss. Shocking Grasp needed a big boost, so that's what it got. Burning Hands can now hit 3 potential targets. It's like a fan. If there's 3 enemies in front of you, it will hit all 3 of them. If there's 2, it's going to hit 2 of them. But it only goes out by 1. Still only does 1 point of damage per level. So if you're level 3, you could potentially do 9 damage total with it. It would hit this one for 3, this one for 3, and this one for 3. So that would be useful potentially against like a bunch of low hit point enemies. You could potentially take them down without overkilling them with damage. Ice Storm. Now half the damage is from cold, the other half is physical. And the vanilla version, it was always physical. So when you did resist cold, it didn't do anything. And if you look in the manual, it says it's half cold, half physical. So that's been fixed. So you could protect yourself at least halfway against that. I reintroduced Animate Dead. That spell was in Pool of Radiance, so it's been brought back. Sticks to Snakes will now affect 8 hit die monsters instead of only 5 hit dice monsters. Also, I gotta add this in, can potentially poison an enemy each round when it's fighting. I looked up the rules on that in the manual, and there's like 5% per level or whatever. Each snake could potentially be poisonous. So I'm going to kind of emulate that. Let's see. Jimmy says if the mod didn't work, I think he would be wise to blend into the background. Jimmy says that's much closer to first edition Burning Hands. Yes, and much better than it is originally with these games. And Ham says so we can walk around with an animated, the one that we shall not name here. Yes. Yes, you can. Okay, let's see what else. I already mentioned elves can be raised from the dead now, but they could potentially lose 2 constitution instead of 1. Cause minor wounds is now an automatic hit. You don't have to do a Thaco check on it. Cone of Cold now does a cold resistance check. For some reason, it was an acid check. So resist cold wouldn't work against it. I don't know if that's a Curse of the Azure Bonds specific bug or what, but that's been fixed. I've included half work. Okay. So that's so far. I've got all kinds of other things I'm going to add. I'm going to add the Monk, Illusionist with all new Illusionist spells. I'm going to add Druid and add up all the Druid spells up to level 7. Potentially add the Assassin. I probably will add the Assassin. It's in the original book. And then there's a few others that are in like alternate first editions. like Cavalier, Bard, Acrobat, stuff like that. Maybe I'll add them in the future. I don't know yet. But those are the plans. I also want to add a portrait in the upper right corner so you can have portraits back like you did in Pool of Radiance. I'll probably generate the portraits using AI and just have a huge selection that you could pick from and try to retrofit it to make it kind of have a retro look. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. If it ends up not looking good with the game, then I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an elf. Says, I say it's a win situation now here, DFortae, about Kiffer being animated. Weekend at Kiffer's. Yeah. Instead of weekend at Bernie's. And Moody's here. Welcome, Moody. How are you doing? All right. Let's do a fighter magic user. And I am removing level caps. I'm making adjustments though, like I did to the elf. If something had a level cap and I can see the reasoning behind it, I'm not going to cap levels. I'll figure out another solution to make them weaker or offset their advantage. Okay, so fighter magic user. Oh, that was a good one. Since I'm doing testing, I'm probably just going to modify the characters because I'm sure I will be creating new parties quite frequently. Yeah, let's just get 18 something strength and then I'll modify it. We don't want to waste our time doing this. Okay. So Jimmy was here first. Ed. Let's give him some intelligence. Index. Okay. Once I add the illusionist, gnomes can be illusionist thieves or just straight illusionists. I think maybe even fighter illusionists. I need to check on that. But that'll be cool. That'll make them more useful. Let's do human. I am going to do a fighter to test out the hit point bonus. Yeah, 68 hit points. Nice. Okay, no one else has chatted, but we're going to make Moody do this one. Oh, wait a minute. This should be Hom. We can modify him. Okay, I just found a bug already. The game just crashed. I hit the delete button. Crashed it. Taking a screenshot of this. Make a note. I've already fixed like 8 things. Okay. Hey, Saztam, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Okay, let's see here. That fixed offline. I also need to speed up this type of thing. Make a note of that. There were kind of a lot of optimization issues that needed fixing. Those are pretty easy to do. Okay. We'll just give him that amount of strength. That's fine. Jimmy says, I was going to ask how the tool handles art assets. I was playing around with converting VGA artwork to 16 color EGA. I think I had good results, but I don't know what the animation or the limitations are. Yeah, it has a set palette that they've hard coded in here to do the conversion. So it uses the original color palette. There's a way you can change the color palettes. Thanks for giving Saztan the shout out. Oh, did I lose my modifier? No. Oh, I didn't modify his. Let's give him a boost. Okay. Let's see if remove works. We're just testing a bunch of different things right now. Let's see if it kept track. Did I modify his dex? I think I did, but when it crashed, I hadn't removed it. Yeah, because his intelligence is low too. Try it, remove, add. Yeah, there we go. Okay, next we'll do Lemonhead ST. Let's make him a halfling. Oh, I forgot. There's something I want to do with the halfling. We're going to get bonuses with slings, staff slings. One thing I know for sure I want to do. Let's make him a straight thief because we're going to test out the Thaco bonus. Thieves now get fighter Thaco. Yeah, look at that. Thaco of 14. That's what I'm talking about. Level 6 thief with 17 strength, 14 Thaco. That makes him useful. Ham says the gang is starting to stroll in or DFortae and even at a decent time for me. Jimmy says finding a bug that crashes the game. It's as if Kiffer is already here. Might as well make him a character. Yeah, and I'm going to fix that. I'm going to make it where even if there is a bug I haven't found yet, it's not going to crash the game. That's not going to happen. And Jimmy says, that's good to know. I believe I can convert images to the original 16 color EGA palette, or at least play around with it. Yeah. Lemonhead ST. Okay, let's make him not absolutely terrible. Yeah, 19 Constitution, look at that. No one else has chatted, so no one else is going to get named unless they say something. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do a Paladin. So we have a... So I can do some testing with protection from evil and check out how that works. We'll just get him 18 something strength. This will be Paladin. Have him get his bonus spells. Okay. So, half orc, cleric thief, fighter. Actually, let me look at the Thaco. Did it do it right? It did. Nice. He's getting this cleric thief is getting the Thaco bonus of the thief now. That's fantastic. Okay, and then fighter 15. Fighter magic user. 16 Thaco. 14 Thaco on the thief. Nice. 15 on the paladin. Okay. Let's do another caster. I'm going to be adding in more spells for the mages and clerics too, I think. Based on what's in the guide. I was looking, there's like Shillelagh and some other spells. So eventually I'm going to be testing those. So let's go ahead and make a human. I want to do a cleric here. Magic user. Let's do a magic user. Okay. All right, there's our party. We're going to use for testing. Waking in a small room, looking around, you notice all your gear is gone. Is your memory of recent events? Adding to your disquiet, you notice that the sword arm has been somehow imprinted with strange patterns. The rest of your party are identically marked. I've also modified some of the sound already. I got to do more of it. The twinkle sound when a spell effect happened didn't work. When you cast a spell that like stinking cloud on something, it would flash like the character disappear. It just did some really weird things. I got that fixed. So the death sound's going to be weird right now. The actual spell casting when it travels is going to be weird. It's not going to be the original. The step sound I fixed. It was different. It was kind of a more of a clunky step. So I made it back to the original sound that I'm used to. Weapons. We have a big selection of weapons. Yes, we're interested. I can already see a scan line here when I'm going down. See that on the right, the hit points? I'll fix that too. Let me put a note. Okay. So let's go ahead and buy. I haven't made any balance adjustments yet. Oh, I did make a cool adjustment. I forgot to put this in my notes. Just got to keep track of all this so I don't lose track of them. Let's do a Bechdel Corbin just so I can show you. Let's do plate mail. Okay, so you can see here his damage without a weapon is 1d2 plus 2. Equipped to Bechdel Corbin. Damage 1d8 plus 2. And now you can see the large damage the creature does against a large enemy. 1d6 plus 2. It always bugged me in the original version that you couldn't see the damage the weapon would do to large creatures. I am going to be tweaking all that, but that was just pain in the butt. Okay, let's see. Let's get him a two-handed sword. Then you'll see the 3d6 for the large. So damage 1d10 plus 2, and against large it's 3d6 plus 2. Hey, Sever, welcome to the stream. And Claus, welcome. How are you guys doing? I have no idea what you're talking about there, Claus. Conan? You're talking about Conan, okay. I know nothing about Conan. All right, let's see here. What is he's a fighter. Wait a minute. He shouldn't be able to equip this. A two-handed sword? He's a cleric thief. Did they have that bugged out? Let me try like a bardic. Yeah, he should not be able to equip this. Okay. It's another bug. That needs to be fixed. Okay. Let's be legit. So he could, he really needs leather armor, but we're going to test it to do a backstab. We're going to test it with leather armor. We're going to test it without. He can use a long sword because he's a thief, and he should be able to do a backstab with that. We'll test it with plate mail too because he is a cleric. There we go. I'm recreating Curse Azure Bonds Sever. This is a remaster. So I'm adding all kinds of classes. I'm gonna add illusionist, probably assassin, the monk, druid. I'm gonna add new spells. I'm gonna fix things. I'm gonna modify everything. But yeah, half orcs can be played right now. Claus says, watch the 82 Conan movie. Arnold at his best. Jimmy says, maybe before he went to the monastery to learn his cleric lesson, he was a prison guard. So that explains his martial prowess. Okay, he's the fighter. So let's go ahead and buy. I'm going to do bandit mail on him so he has more movement. And we'll do two-handed sword. So he should legitimately be able to use that. There we go. Large 3d6 plus 3. There we go. Okay, Jimmy's a fighter magic user. Let's get him plate mail, shield. I do need to get a shield on the thief and test if we can backstab with that, because thieves aren't normally allowed to use shields, but clerics can. And let's do a broadsword. There we go. Let's test the staff sling too. 1d4 plus 1 against small, 1d6 plus 1 against large. Okay. Have this equipped. Saz is a straight thief. So let's get him longsword, leather armor, shield. I'm going to buy him a bow too. Let's do a long bow. Sam says also James Earl Jones at his best. Oh, and in the Conan movie. Hey, Mr. Spock, welcome. How are you doing? Hacker at work again. No, this is just straight development. No hacking here. This is straight development. All source code. Okay, Paladin. Let's get him a plate mail. Shield. I do want to test hammers and throwing, make sure those still work. In fact, I want to test to see if this has icons for all of these throwing things. Let's see. I think you can throw a hand axe. I need to test that. I'm not sure about a dagger. I think you can throw a club too, potentially. And then let's give him a joystick. So there's the hammer. Okay. It would be cool to put on here if they can be thrown, like put the range. I might do that, like maybe over here under movement. Oh, clubs do such terrible damage against large creatures. 1d3 plus 3. And magic user. Let's buy quarterstaff. Mr. Spock says, well, you don't have the source. I assume you're hex editing, right? No, I do have the source code. I do have the source code. I have the full source code to this project that someone disassembled the original executables and converted it over to some kind of cryptic C# code. So I have all this in C#. So I can do anything I want with this game. I'm going to expand it like crazy. Okay, cool. May you always strike true. You move away. Let's get in a fight here. We're going to punch the barkeep. So here's bar patrons. Yeah, I've already fixed like 8 to 10 things in the game. See, that sound effect is not the original PC speaker. I'm going to be replacing that. And that death sound's not original either. Oh, I didn't memorize my spells. Okay, well, we'll test the dart. Let's see if it works. Yep, it does. Let's see, Paladin, let's test throwing something. Let's see if we can throw a club. Yep. Nice. It had the hammer icon. Now, is he the... Okay, he's a cleric thief. I do want to try to backstab, but we need to get into position to do that. So let's move you over here and kind of wait. We'll hit this guy. See if we can throw the hammer from melee range. You should be able to. Yep. Ah! I found a bug. It showed a boulder. It showed a boulder icon, which is cool that the boulder icon's in there. I'll be able to tweak that too. Let's see. Showed a boulder when throwing hammer from melee range. That's pretty funny. Mr. Spock says, yes, PC speaker would be a definite improvement. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, dang it, the thief got engaged. Fine. I did see the turn backstab. There we go. Sastam did a backstab. He's the straight thief. Let's turn on quick for the magic user. All right, we should... I don't know if you can throw daggers. Let me look. No, you can't throw daggers, which I always thought was weird. I think I'm going to expand that. Make it where you can throw daggers. It doesn't really make sense when you can throw clubs, but not a dagger. I think you can throw a hand axe even, if I remember right. Yeah. Oh, you can throw that in melee range. Oh, I see what it did there. It swapped between the hand axe and the boulder. That should be pretty easy to fix. Let's see if attack ally still works. Yep. Yes, we have fully functional thieves. I changed their Thaco. I gave them the same Thaco as fighters. And what's the other tweak I made to them? Got to look at my notes. Oh yeah, I made it where they can use scrolls at any level now. But on level 1, it's a 65% chance to fail. And it decreases by 5% each level. So by the time you're level 14, the thief can't fail to use a magic user scroll. I'm going to add in illusionist spells eventually too. And the core game, thieves could use illusionist or magic user scrolls. So that'll make them more useful too. Okay, what's the next thing to try to throw? Javelins, I don't know if you can throw those in melee. No, you can't. Same with darts. Let's make sure that's true. Yep. So the hand axe and hammer you can throw. Evidently, you could throw a hand axe as well as the hammer. I always thought it was just the hammer in melee range. Oh, that was quick. They made the magic user attack. Computer control. Okay, let's see if Jimmy can get an attack from behind. Yep. So that still works. So yeah, if you look, the thief, he's a straight thief. He has 14 Thaco at level 6. Because he has the same Thaco as a fighter now. Makes him a little more useful. Mr. Spock says, were there any inactivated classes or races in the code? Half orc was there, but it wasn't really functional. And yes, monk and druid were in the code, but again, nothing for them. So there was just a stub, in other words, but they had nothing functional. So I'm going to put all that in. Plus add those others I'm talking about. There's the backstab. I might add Bard, Acrobat, and Cavalier later, but kind of undecided on that because those aren't in the original Player's Handbook. They're in a first edition book, but it's not the Player's Handbook. Okay, we're getting all these back. Survivors are tossed outside. Okay, let's go investigate. Okay, this is the other thing I want to do. I want to put the journal entry in the game. I don't want it where you have to go read it. Like I might say reference to journal entry, but I'll include the text. Or maybe make a menu option where you can say show journal entry. That always bugged me. I know why they did it to save disk space, but it's absurd to have to do that now. Moody says they have places in real life where you can throw hand axes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Unearthed Arcana. Yep. Sever says, can you make clerics of different deities with different powers, like in Dragonlance? Yeah, you could. I could. I have the source code, so I can do anything I want. I can add new areas to a game. I can create a brand new game. I can do anything. Mr. Spock says that would not be in keeping with Forgotten Realms, though, right? Yeah, I mean, I could remake the Kryn games. I could make, and put in all the stuff they have. I can do anything. I could make a brand new Dark Sun based game with all their stuff. I just have to have graphics. And I can program anything, so I could program any rules I wanted. Okay, let's go back and memorize our spells. Since I didn't do that the first time, let's see. Oh, I don't have Burning Hands. I need to get Burning Hands to. I tested that and I made it be a fan and it works. But I wanted to show it on here. Just do some testing. I also I want to do the color coding where the name turns purple when they're ready to train. Let's have a detect magic. But yeah, right now we're just testing all the changes I've made and the base engine. Is this cold? Let's test Spiritual Hammer. Because I have some ideas for adding to that too. I'm going to add in like Shillelagh. The Druid, they have a lot of spells for like creating items that they can then use. Like and then there's some ones like chill metal and heat metal and stuff that I want to add in. Mr. Spock says the art hard to work with. I haven't got to that point yet, Mr. Spock. But since I have the source code, I could do it however I wanted to. Like I could load in a JPEG if I wanted to and get it to display there and override the way the code works if I want to. So I can change anything. I'll probably I'll expand the code way beyond just working with the native old DOS files so that I can make it do anything I want. I mean, I could even turn this into a multiplayer game at some point. I can make it like a MUD where multiple people are playing. I could create like an arena type game that's just fights and multiplayer. I could make a connect over the internet to a server and hook people up. I mean, there's just no limitations here. Yeah. Yeah, remake Neverwinter Nights only way better. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's save it. I probably should start saving multiple games in case something screws up and corrupts it. Now, let's see if anybody's due a level up. Because it seems like maybe some of the multi-class. No. And this is slow. I'm going to speed this up. Navigating the guild menu is very slow. Try Jimmy. Nope, nobody's ready. Okay. Tell the truth. Jimmy says, I'm trying to track down what the 16 colors are for the EGA Gold Box games. Do you think you can find out the RGB values of the hard-coded palette? I don't know about the RGB color codes. I don't know what this source code. uses. Let me do a quick search here and see if it might not be red, green, blue. Yeah, I don't think they encoded it like that. Yeah, I can't find out quickly. It doesn't look to me like it's encoded RGB. Okay. Yes, she still takes half your money. That's the other thing. I want to fix the economy in the games. It's going to take a lot of work to do that because it's really screwed up. The rules are screwed up. Where it costs 1,000 gold to train. So I gotta do a lot of balancing, but I want to get all the inclusions in first before I balance. I'll tweak a few things here that are obviously imbalanced and just terrible, like burning hands. But I mentioned earlier, if you're here now and you weren't here earlier, I'm making it where you'll be able to enable or disable all my enhancements. So if you want to play by the strict rules without all the extra things, I'm going to allow that. It'll just have quality of life improvements. Like here, I show the large damage, that type of thing. It'll include that, but it won't include any of my balance tweaks or new spells, new classes, or any of that. So I want to make it where people can play either way. Hamek says, I have a good alternative name for Elminster in this game. Yeah, sure thing, Jimmy. Yeah, and I don't know if you want to try this, Jimmy, but you can use Paint, Microsoft Paint, to tell you if you just take a screenshot of the various graphics, like that one that just shown, and click on it with the blobber on different spots, it'll come up with some of the RGB codes. Moody says, fix the economy takes more effort in real life. Yeah. Sever says, I get around that by giving all but 2 platinum to a mule character that I remove from the party before I go see the sage. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to make, here's the deal. They have silver, copper, and all that stuff. I want to make all the monies useful. I don't like that it has those other money types and they don't mean anything. I mean, there's all that stuff I want to try to fix and just really balance. So when I do that, I'm going to be breaking a lot of the first edition rules. But that's the only way to fix it. You can't have the game work without breaking and changing some of the first edition rules. But again, that'll be an option. If you want to play the original rules that Gary Gygax had, you'll be able to do that. You can do that in Photoshop, yeah. Okay, let's see here. I think we're ready to leave. Oh yeah, I do want to test blasts of oil. Oh man, this is gonna make the thieves so good. They'll be able to finally hit with flasks of oil since I gave them a Thaco boost. That's gonna be one of the most exciting things for me. Let's see. Flasks of oil. Look at that. Flasks of oil and a shield on. Well, Thief shouldn't be able to use shield. That's a bug. See, it looks like I need to correct some of the equipment equips. The cleric thief should be able to equip a shield, but not a regular thief. That's not right. But regardless, 12 Thaco with those flasks of oil, 2d6 damage. So 2 to 12 damage. That's pretty sweet. We're going to give that a test. Moody says, how would you make copper and silver important? Basically, everything needs to be adjusted. All the prices on everything. So that like finding 5 gold is a huge deal. That's how it needs to be. Mr. Spock says, I just downloaded the C# version. Really cool. Yeah, once I release the initial version, I'm going to give credit to the person that developed it because they need the credit on that. But if you read the README file that he included, he says not to use his name for endorsements or anything. So, but he does say to include that with any distributions that you make or enhancements. So basically what I'm going to do is once I get my initial version done, and if I release it, well, I will release it for people, for the public to download and run, I'll include that file. But until then, I'm keeping the person's name out of it. But you probably found the one that I found, Mr. Spock. But that's the only reason why I'm not saying their name right now. Jimmy says maybe certain towns or NPCs only take copper. They don't trust the fancy human coins. Well, okay, so like eventually my plan will be right now, if you go to sell a longsword +1, you get 1,000 gold. That right there has just broken the economy. It needs to be like a longsword is 1 silver, for example, and a +1 longsword is maybe 1 gold piece. It needs to be something like that. And then maybe like a +5 longsword, which would be super rare, would be like 50 gold pieces. So by doing it that way and adjusting price on everything, you then make all the other money pieces useful. I'll have to adjust experience and how all that's given based on gold. I'll have to change the rules on all that because it's broken. It's just a really broken system. You tracked it down on GitHub? Yeah, it's probably the same one, Mr. Spock. Yeah, like I said, I've already fixed like 10 things in it. I made a bunch of enhancements, so. Okay, here we go. Flask of oil. It just made a sound like a spell when he threw the flask of oil. Throwing flask of oil made a spell sound. That was funny. I want to bring back the sound because it's just so good. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now this is something I've already fixed. Thinking Cloud. It was really screwed up. The animations, the sound, and everything. Nice. I don't think I've tested Fireball yet. Let's test that. Let's test Spiritual Hammer. Gained an it made the wrong sound there too. Made wrong sound when Fireball hit enemy. But a lot of stuff's easy to fix. Oh wait, That's a bug. He had 18 flasks of oil. Now it shows 1. He just he threw like 17 flasks of oil. Throwing flasks of oil and had 18 resulted in only 1 flask of oil left. That was pretty funny. There's the same thing happened with the bow. Let's try it. Oh, wow. That was a weird icon. That wasn't even an arrow icon. Shooting a bow didn't show the arrow icon. Also didn't make a bow sound effect. Yeah, you can see there's lots of little things like this that need to be fixed, but they're not that hard to fix. Hey, Bow Loader, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Yeah, we just dumped a case of flasks of oil on the opponents. That was funny. Magic missile, let's test you out. Okay, so it worked, but it used the wrong sound effect again. It looks like all of the spells that should be making a sound effect are making the doo-doo-doo. Now, Spiritual Hammer actually equipped while he had the longsword equipped. It shouldn't have done that. Equipped while... That's a bug. Found all kinds of bugs already. So let's see if we can throw it now. Should be able to throw it in melee range. Yeah, it showed up as a boulder when it shouldn't have. I've already noted that. Let's see if we can detect magic here. Okay, that worked. Gained an item, that worked. Now, did we lose all of our arrows? We did. We lost 118 arrows. That's pretty funny. Let's throw our last flask. Okay, so it showed the flask and then it showed a boulder. All right. Tom says, was it a hornet's nest arrow then? Yeah. Sever says, we'll fight in the shade. Okay, we already know magic missile works. Spiritual hammer, it's showing the asterisk next to it. So it is showing it's magical. That's good. That worked. Okay, if I unequip. Yep. We get the takeout bonus. Nice. Let's see if we can hit him melee. Nice. Let's do a sleep. That worked. Let's test enlarge. Stronger. Let's walk into the cloud. Okay. Let's make sure enlarge shows the right strength. Yep. It went from 18 to 1891. Okay. Sweet. Now that's interesting. I'm not sure that should happen. When you throw hammers, they do appear. We're going to test this. We're going to see if that eventually disappears. Because the weird thing is now someone else can pick this up. Like we can have Jimmy pick this up. Which I guess you could trade it. You could trade it to someone outside of combat, so that's not really a problem. We'll see if it disappears. Yes, we surrender. Thrown in jail. Care to rest? Yes. It doesn't remember what spells you memorize. That's something I want to enhance. They do that in later engines. They didn't do it in the Curse Azure Bonds engine. Okay. Let's alter our order here too. Okay. Here's where we're going to have the big Fire Knight fight. NPCs are here. That's cool. Center works. Previous works. Next works. So Jimmy does have the spiritual hammer. So it didn't disappear. Okay, that's a bug. Let's test the darts. I haven't tested them yet. Let's do javelin first. So the javelin did show an arrow. We shouldn't be able to throw this. Yep. That's correct. Ooh, backstab. Old person. That was kind of weird. I think in the original engine, it tries to target the last one you selected first. It did it backwards. I don't know if it really matters, but it was kind of weird. Fireball finally. These are all bad guys. That sound effect when the fireball hits. It's hilarious. Okay, now we'll throw a dart. Okay, that looked good. Let's see if we can enlarge an NPC. Let's move right here. Thief is stronger. We don't really know for sure he is. We'll see what kind of damage he does if he hits. He missed. Yeah, I need to check that. I'm going to check code. The other cool thing is I can actually make reduce work in Rave Enfeeblement. Those spells are pretty useless in the original. Wait, what am I casting here? Oh, this is a move. There we go. Those are all helpless. Oh, I didn't test the staff sling. Let's test that. Okay, staff sling made the wrong sound. Showed the right icon. That's interesting. Sometimes the thief was red. Man, I'd really like to improve the intelligence of the pathfinding too. Should probably put that in my notes. I can make it where they're smart and they don't get stuck on walls and do stupid things. But again, that'll be an option in case someone doesn't want to play it that way. Success. Yeah, there's that spiritual hammer. I'm leaving it behind. That's a total bug. Okay. Mr. Spock says, now I just have to wait until someone reverses hills far. Oh boy. No one's going to spend their time doing that. Okay. Now we have to get a little bit serious with the casting. Oh, let's make sure magic display works. Yep. Perfect. Yep, still shows the paladin with the other world. See, bow does not make a bow sound effect. Jimmy says we could come up with our own mod for Hillsfar where we go around the moon sea robbing houses. Well, you know what's funny? Curse the Azure Bonds, Hillsfar just looks like a little dinky town. We could recreate the Hillsfar town in this engine. Not where you go around doing stupid stuff, but I mean, we could create a brand new town in there and have actual content in it. It's a possibility. And just look at what Hillsfar looked like in the Hillsfar game. Yeah, they got chickens, exactly. Yeah, it's so weird. That sound effect. I'm also going to make Ice Storm either be white or blue with its explosion. It always bugged me that it looked like a fireball. I don't think any of that's magical. Okay, knock. Knock worked. Sastam says, or when you go into town, just make it load the actual Hillsfar game. Oh, that's great. That'd be hilarious. Just kick them over to Hillsfar. Kick him over to the arena fighting Lefty the Orc. That's hilarious. Okay, sweet. Now, the longsword, elves get a bonus. We're going to give it to Jimmy. Yeah. You get a thicko bonus. $14, nice. It's +1. All right, potions, dust, ion stone, magic user scrolls. We'll test that on the thief. Because like I said, it should work. 65% failure chance at level 1. Let's get him identified. Oops. We need one knock. So here's what was on there. Fumble, Fire Shield, Fear, Feeble Mind, Dimension Door, Magic Missile. Okay, we can do some testing with that. I do want to test out the Ion Stone. Let's see, it's either, we'll see if it's either Charisma or Wisdom. Nope. It might be Strength. Let's give it to the halfling. Saztam. So he's got all 17s before Dex. No. Wasn't Charisma either, was it? No. So what is it? Is it Dex? So we can test that on Hamadek because he's a half orc. Oh, wait, no, who's the half orc? There he is. DFortae's the half orc. Dexterity 17. 18, yep. So that worked. So let's try in the next fight to have the thief. We'll do it on the cleric thief and the straight thief. Now, I don't think they can equip. Okay, it's acting like you can use it. Gonna try it. Sewers. Oh, I also need to fix Odiox not affected by not affected by Stinking Cloud. Jimmy says, there you go. Nice to see Ion Stones working and not scamming. Yeah, they always did work if you have less than 18. That's how they're supposed to work. If you have more than 18, they're not supposed to give you a bonus. Okay, let's see if a thief could climb up here. Says Tam. What? He falls? He falls again. The walls prove too slimy. Okay, I'm going to look at the code on that. Let's have DFortae try. So the cleric thief did better. Was that just RNG? Thief retrieves a swatch of cloth. Sealed trapdoor. Okay. I think this is the Otiox. Let's make sure it shows. Yes, it shows they're blessed. Maybe I was just off a room. Okay, moment of truth. This should not work on them. I mean, it does in the original game. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. They fixed it later in a later engine. I don't think Curse is supposed to work on the ones that are in melee range. I gotta let my dog out real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, I'm back. Continue our testing. Fireball is a weird icon. Yeah, so far a lot of what have found with issues has been like graphics and sound related. Flashing, like just graphics that's slow or sketchy looking. So I've made a lot of it look a lot smoother. I still see some flickering occasionally on certain things. Thank you, Hom and Jimmy. That Thief Thaco bonus is really nice. It has finally made thieves useful. Especially the Cleric Thief. Surrendering. Safe place to rest. All right. Oh, I forgot to try to use a scroll, but Thief. Needed to test that. And a bargain. Agree. I think this is it. Okay. Oh, nice. Spell sound effect when you use the staff sling is funny. Let's test Cure Light Wounds. Yep, it worked. Okay, we gotta go back to where we were. Perfect. So now we're looking for the hidden training guild. Oh, this is the troll fight. Here we go. Let's see if we can use the magic user scroll. We'll try fumble. Scroll's clumsy. Nice. Let's try fear. He failed. Okay. Good, good, good. That worked properly. I'm not sure about that. It kind of looked to me like it did that in the wrong order. The message. I'm gonna have to pay closer attention to that. Yeah, it said oops. Okay, good. It failed again. Good. Bandage. Okay, that worked. Nice. Okay, I also noticed something else. Menu is defaulting to exit. Instead of select. Ah, yes, bracers. Let's actually give these to Saz. Are those cursed? I don't think these are cursed. I think there's some other cursed bracers. Yeah, these were not. Okay, girdle. I think this is for Constitution, maybe? Let's see if it gives regen to Saztam, if that's what it is. Yeah, he's got 20 Constitution now. He should get regen. This will go on Saztam as well. 17, 17, 17. It's charisma. This is charisma. Okay, that worked. Flail and staff sling. So we'll give this to the DFortae. Okay, how am I going to test that? I guess we'll just have to wait for him to get injured. Okay. I'm going to try to find... Is it here? Burn the pieces. Trolls. Oh, this is the big troll crocodile fight. Okay. Dimension door, that's not gonna help. $12 Thaco, nice. Let's try using one of the potions. Stronger. Yeah, we'll see if it really did increase his strength. Sound effect is so wrong. Oh yeah, did he get a strength bonus? He did, 21, nice. It showed red on crocodile on his name. I think that's a bug when they're running. Partially healed. Yes, the regen works. Nice. Where is that training room? I think it's around here. Here it is. Hidden chambers. Anybody ready? What? That kind of worked, but it seemed a little bit weird. Level 6 fighter. Okay, let's see. So the minimum hit points he can get is 8. Because I changed fighters to get 4 to 10 per level. So the minimum he could end up here, in theory, is 76. Yep, nice. Hey, Bo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Day goes great. Let's see if the paladin's ready. $44. Nope. What about Jimmy? Nope. That says nope. It's defaulting on exit. That's why that's doing that. I need to change that. You're doing good. Glad to hear that, Bo. Okay. All right. Level 5 cleric. Nice. I could have gave him the girdle too, and he could have regened. Actually, let's make sure the thief can't. Nope. I was hoping I could get Burning Hands to show it. Show the enhanced version. Okay, cool. So we get another second level spell, and then we get a third. I'll have to test all these out. Checkpoint to the south. Princess. Okay, we're entering the hideout. Spotted by fire knives. Lost the spell. Well, we know lost the spell works. Let's try prayer. Junk. All right, guys. I think this is a good place to save it. So let's see how many bugs we found that we need to fix. Probably about 12 to 15 in this session. Most are minor. There was the one crash. That'll be really easy to fix, but it was a crash, which is bad. But yeah, for the most part, very, very stable. All the changes I made work, like the Thaco change and introducing half orc. And I put in all kinds of stuff. What was it? I tested already Shocking Grass, Burning Hands. Elves Raised from the Dead. Thieves using the scrolls. All that stuff worked. So yep, I'll just keep on working on it. Fix all the bugs. Get performance better so the flickering's gone. And then I'll start doing all the enhancements. That's only 6 per hour, Jimmy says. Yeah, my pleasure, guys. It was fun. We need a bigger sheet for the bug list. Yeah, my pleasure, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.